Hello everyone and welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we are focusing on Unit 3 Fiction and Short Stories and a key area in the UGC NET English syllabus. Now let's see introduction part. Friends, we all know that fiction is a narrative derived from the imagination encompassing various forms and such as short stories, novellas and novels. It captures human experiences, emotions and truth through artistic expression. Now let's see types of fiction. First is short stories. Short stories are brief works of fiction typically under 20,000 words, focusing on a single event or a theme for a quick, impactful experience. They started as oral tales for entertainment or moral lessons, with the writers like Geoffrey Chaucer shaping them into structured forms. Later, authors like Catherine Mansfield deepened the genre by exploring characters' inner lives and emotions. Next, we have novellas. A novellas is a short work of a fiction that is longer than a short story, but shorter than a novel. It usually focuses on a single storyline, a few characters, and a central theme or a conflict, allowing more depth than a short story, while maintaining a concise structure. Novellas often explore complex emotions or ideas within a compact frameworks, making them a unique and engaging form of storytelling. Next, we have novels. A novel is a long work of a fiction that tells a detailed story with multiple characters, settings, and events, often exploring deep themes and emotions. It began with the Elizabethan prose, romances, and Spanish picaresque tales, and grew significantly during the Restoration Age. By the 18th century, novel writing became a major form of literature, evolving through writers like Fielding and Defoe, and continuing to shape the genre into the 20th century with the modernist experimentation. Now let's see elements of fiction. First is plot. The plot is the sequence of events in a story, including the beginning, rising action, climax, falling action, and ending. Next, we have setting. The setting refers to when and where the story takes place. It helps create the mood and affect how character acts, like a war zone, creating tension, or a quiet village suggesting peace. Next, we have point of view. This refers to the perspective from which the stories are told. It could be the first person, means narrated by a character within the story, second person directly addressing the reader, or third person an outside narrator, either limited to one's character's perspective or omniscient. Next, we have themes. The theme is the central message or idea explored in a story, such as love, freedom, or identity. Next, we have style. Style refers to the author's use language. Now let's see historical development of fiction. First, we have Pre-Chaucerian era. The Pre-Chaucerian era was a formative period in English literature, marking a shift from Old English to Middle English, influenced by the Norman conquest. During this time, storytelling themes included chivalric tales, myths, and legendary heroes such as a Beowulf and a King Arthur from the Matter of Britain. Most stories were written in verse, as prose narratives were uncommon, inspired by French, British, Roman traditions. These narratives blended heroism, romance, and morality, laying the groundwork for English literary tradition that evolved into later prose and fiction. Next, we have Age of Chaucer. Geoffrey Chaucer, often called the father of English poetry, revolutionized English literature by popularizing the use of English vernacular instead of Latin and French. The literary works of this era, shaped by the themes of courtly love, chivalry, religion, and the socio-political climate, set the stage for the modern English literature. Chaucer's literary career reflected his versatility, evolving through various phases and culminating in masterpieces like the Canterbury Tales, a framed narrative with the diverse characters, Troilus and Cressida, a tragic love story, and the Book of the Duchess, a poignant dream vision. His works remain foundational in English literary studies. Next we have the Age of Revival. The Age of Revival marks the shift from medieval to Renaissance ideals. These periods combined themes of chivalry with humanism, which emphasized individual potential inspired by classical texts. The invention of the printing press made literature more accessible, spreading ideas faster and laying the foundation for Renaissance literature. Now let's see writers of the Revival Age. First is Sir Thomas Malory, known for Les Mortes d'Arthur. Malory's work blends medieval chivalric ideals with the Renaissance humanism, focusing on honor, loyalty, and human flaws. Next we have William Caxton, introduced the printing press to England in 1476, making books widely available. His work helped standardize English, aiding the spread of Renaissance literature. Next important writer is Thomas More, author of Utopia. Thomas More critiqued social, political, and economic system, advocating for equality, justice, and societal reform. His work reflects humanist values of education and rational thoughts. Major works are Les Mortes d'Arthur by Malory, Utopia by Thomas More, and Chaucer's Canterbury Tales, printed by Caxton. This period marked a bridge between medieval tradition and the blossoming Renaissance. Our next age is Elizabethan age, Elizabethan non-fiction prose. The Elizabethan age saw the rise of essays, pamphlets, and treatises focusing on politics, science, and morality. This period marked a shift from medieval chronicles to Renaissance humanism, emphasizing personal exploration and education. The printing press played a key role in spreading ideas and making literature more accessible. Now let's see fiction writers of the Elizabethan age. First is Thomas Delaunay, known for works like Jack of Newbury. Thomas Delaunay focused on middle class life, celebrating hard work and community. Next is John Lyly, known for Euphues. Lyly used ornate prose to explore love, education, and morality. Next we have Thomas Lodge, author of Rosalind, which inspired As You Like It. Thomas Lodge's work often focused on love and romance. Next we have Thomas Nash, a satirist. Nash critiqued society with a humor in works like The Unfortunate Traveller. Next we have Francis Bacon, known as the father of English essay. Bacon's works like essays influenced both literature and science. Sir Philip Sidney, known for Arcadia and defense of poesy. Philip Sidney championed humanism and chivalry. Next we have Robert Greene. His works, including Panda Stowe, blended themes of love and betrayal and influenced Elizabethan drama. This period marks the flowering of English fiction with a mix of romantic, satirical, and didactic elements, showcasing the intellectual and cultural vigor of the Renaissance. Next we have the Puritan age. Literature during the Puritan age was focused on religious and moral themes. Writers used simple, direct language to convey Puritan beliefs, often through allegories and didactic works. The literature was more about clear moral and religious messages than the artistic expression. Now let's see important works. John Bunyan's, known for the Pilgrim's Progress, an allegory about salvation focusing on sin and redemption. Richard Baxter wrote The Reformed Pastor, offering guidance to pastors in their duties. Sir Thomas Browne wrote Religio Medici, blending philosophy and religion, exploring faith and human existence. Next we have the Restoration Age. The Restoration period marked a shift in literary focus to political and social themes, often explored through wit, satire, and intellectual discourse. The novel began to rise in importance, addressing character development and moral dilemmas. Now let's see major writers. John Bunyan, The Pilgrim's Progress is central to Christian literature, emphasizing themes of redemption and salvation. Next is Apra Ben, known for her works like Orinoco and The Rover, exploring themes of love, politics, and gender roles. Next we have William Congreve, famous for his satirical comedy The Way of the World, addressing love, marriage, and class issues in Restoration society. And before we start our 7th chapter, I want to mention my book series UGC NET English Mastery 12 Essential Books. This series covers the entire syllabus in detail and is perfect for quick through preparation in a month. It even includes a gift booklet for quick revision. Links in the description. And friends, if you prefer unit-wise books, I have also written detailed guides for each unit. And if you are unable to purchase due to financial reason, check out my free resources at ugcnetenglish.com and literaturelove20.com. Also, if you want to detail lecture videos, consider joining our channel membership for more in-depth content. Our next age is the Augustan Age. Augustan Age, following the Glorious Revolution of 1688, brought political stability and economic growth, which led to the expansion of middle class and increased urbanization. Coffee houses were become vibrant hubs for discussion on politics, philosophy, and literature. During this period, literature focused on reason, order, and clarity, with the writers drawing inspiration from classical Greece and Rome. Satirical works were popular, using humor to critique society and both entertain and educate the public. The period also saw the rise of the mock epic genre, which treated trivial subjects with the grandeur of epic style. As the age progressed, literature began to embrace emotion and personal experiences, marking a shift toward individualism and the celebration of nature. Major themes in Augustan literature included satire, realism, and critique of politics, class, and morality, often exposing the flaws in social norms. Now let's see major writers from this age. First is Jonathan Swift, known for his satirical work like Gulliver's Travel and A Modest Proposal. Jonathan Swift critiqued society and human nature with a sharp wit. Next we have Daniel Defoe, famous for Robinson Crusoe and Moll Flanders. Daniel Defoe explored individual morality and survival and adventure. Next we have Henry Fielding, best known for Joseph Andrew and Tom Jones. Henry Fielding used humor to critique social norms and explore love, morality, and justice. Next we have Samuel Johnson, known for Rasselas. Samuel Johnson's works reflect on happiness, the search of meaning, and the limitation of reason. Our next age is the Romantic Age. From the late 18th to early 19th century, focused on individualism, emotion, and the nature, highlighting inspiring beauty in the natural world. It was a reaction to the Enlightenment focus on reason and the changes caused by industrialization. Writers were influenced by the French Revolution and the early industrialization, leading them to address social reform and human emotions. The period also saw the rise of a Gothic fiction which featured dark, mysterious, and supernatural themes. Works like Anne Radcliffe's The Mysteries of Udolpho and Matthew Lewis's The Monk explored fear, corruption, and scandal. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein is a key romantic novel addressing the consequences of scientific ambition, and themes of isolation and nature. Writers like William Godwin and Mary Wollstonecraft tackled social issues, and Godwin criticizing social injustice and Wollstonecraft advocating for women's rights. Alongside darker themes, the era also featured novels of manners such as Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility, which explored relationship and societal norms in British society. Thomas Love Peacock satirized the Gothic genre in Nightmare Abbey. Overall, the Romantic Age was a period of a deep emotion, social critique, and the rich imagination. Our next age is the Victorian Age. Victorian literature reflects the social, political, and economic changes of the 19th century, focusing on realism, morality, and social issues. Writers often explored the challenges caused by industrialization, class struggles, and the personal transformation. The first generation of Victorian novelists critiqued society and portrayed everyday life with a complex character. The second generation of Victorian writers focused on rural setting and emotional growth. Major themes include the effect of industrialization, class struggles, and morality. Now let's see major novelists. First is Charles Dickens. Known for social criticism, his novels like Oliver Twist, A Tale of Two Cities tackle poverty and class struggles. Next we have George Eliot. Middlemarch and Silas Marner explore morality, gender, and class issues. Next is Elizabeth Gaskell, North and South, critique class inequality and industrialization. Next we have Charlotte Bronte. Jane Eyre examines morality, independence, and women's roles. Next we have Emily Bronte's. Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights is a passionate exploration of a love and obsession. Next is Anne Bronte, the tenant of a Wildfell Hall, critique marriage and gender roles. Next is William Thackeray, Vanity Fair satirizes the moral failings of the upper classes. Our next age is the modern age. The modern age in literature emerged in response to the events of the early 20th century, including the world wars, rapid industrialization, and major social changes. Writers in this period broke away from traditional forms to express the uncertainty and fragmentation of the modern world. One important movement was Imagism, which focused on clear, simple language and vivid images, led by poets like Ezra Pound and Hilda Doolittle. Another was Dadaism, which rejected conventional art forms and embraced absurdity, especially after the horrors of World War I. Realism continued, but with a deeper focus on social issues and emotions. Modern literature focused used techniques like fragmentation and stream of consciousness to represent the chaos of the modern world. Themes like alienation and psychological struggles became common. Now let's see major novelists of the modernist age. Joseph Conrad, known for Heart of Darkness and Lord Jim, exploring imperialism and human nature. H.G. Wells wrote The Time Machine and The War of the Worlds, blending science fiction with the social commentary. Next is Arnold Bennett, The Old Wives' Tale, reflect life in industrial England and critique social roles. Next is E.M. Forster. His novels like A Passage to India explore class, social conflict, and human connection. Next is E.M. Forster. His novels like A Passage to India explore class, social conflict, and human connection. Next is James Joyce. Ulysses revolutionized narrative technique with its use of a stream of consciousness. Virginia Woolf in Mrs. Dalloway and To the Lighthouse. She dwells into time, memory, and identity. Next is D.H. Lawrence. Son and Lovers explore themes of sexuality and relationship. Next is George Orwell, Animal Farm, and 1984 critique Totalitarianism and Political Corruption. Next is Graham Greene. Next is Contemporary Age, Contemporary Period. The post-1945 period marks significant changes in English literature. It is characterized by experimentation with the form and content, reflecting the social, political, and technological upheavals of the time, such as World War II, decolonization, and the rise of mass media. Novels from this era often break conventional narrative structure, embracing existential themes, individualism, and critique of modern society. Themes like post-colonialism, globalization, identity, and technology. Genres are science and fiction, dystopian fiction, and multicultural narratives. Now let's see major contemporary writer. Evelyn Waugh is best known for his sharp satirical novels like Brave New World and Scoop, where he humorously critiqued the absurdities and the pretensions of the British upper class, focusing on superficial nature of the lives and the societal roles. Next is William Cooper. William Cooper is famous for novels Scenes from Provincial Life, which offers a deep look into the personal and the social struggles of individuals living in post-war England. Next we have Doris Lessing, known for the Golden Notebook, which touches on issues of a personal identity, social roles, and the challenges women face in the changing world. Next we have Anthony Burgess. A Clockwork Orange is a controversial novel examining violence, free will, and societal control. Next we have Dame Margaret Drabble, known for The Millstone, a novel exploring motherhood, women's roles, and personal growth. Next we have David Mitchell, famous for Cloud Atlas, a complex novel that explores the interconnectedness of human lives and the impact of history across time. Friends, the writers of the 20th and 21st centuries have contributed greatly to literature, tackling themes like social issues, human psychology, and societal changes. And that's it for this video, friends. I hope this breakdown helped you in UGC NET English preparation. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.